Hello, everybody. Zero here with the Tabletop Dungeoneers, and I am accompanied today by Hate from SaveOrDie and Quinian from Quinian's Budget Craft. What's up, fellas?
What's going on?
What's up? What's up? That's Zero from Zero's Hobbies, by the way. You forgot that part.
I know I said it. You'll
Zero
rewind
from
it.
Zero's Hobbies.
You'll hear it. I said it.
So we're supposed to have a guest on later on today. It's my buddy from the Sith Dynasty. He's got a prop store on Etsy. Galaxyprops. Big John.
Hey,
What's up,
hey,
buddy?
guys. Hey,
What's up?
same. Working. Or
Man,
should I say,
I haven't talked to you in a while, dude.
I know, right? How's it going?
It's been like 2 years. Huh?
It's been a long time. I like that background you got there.
That's my Dynasty flag.
I see that. It's
Yeah,
pretty pimp.
that's that helmet right there I got from you.
I see that.
Yeah,
It's real
this
nice.
This is Asajj Ventress bounty hunter helmet.
Yeah.
So this is John from Galaxyprops. He's got an Etsy store. John goes around the country
Hey.
to pretty much if you've been to a Comic-Con, you've probably seen him, especially a big one.
Ooh, that's sick. That statue Quinlan showing is pretty sick. Is it custom made or what?
Oh, we all do like all kinds of.
No, I
if we
didn't.
don't- if we
I
don't
didn't make the
custom it, we
statue. I
modify
don't know who made that. Someone on the Facebook 3D printing group was offering it for free. He normally does paid models. I
Nice.
just messed it up because I wanted to.
Okay. Gives it detail, right? Hey.
Yeah. Oh yeah. John's in the Sith Dynasty.
Well,
Yeah.
I wanted to just say really quick, John, welcome aboard. And it's a pleasure to meet you. I've heard a lot about you.
Thank you.
Hate's been talking up a storm about you, and I'm really excited to have you on. And I appreciate you coming on with us and spending some time and chit chatting about your craft, because I was looking at some of your stuff on the Etsy page, and I got to say, man, this shit is baller.
I
Hey,
appreciate that.
Pretty, pretty dope, man. So hopefully we can pick your brain and get some of your trades. Maybe not your real secrets, but some of your trades.
Sure,
Help some
sure,
people out.
sure.
I did have a question on some armor.
Yeah.
Mandalorian armor questions, but I will hold those until we go through. I believe Hate has a series of questions he's going to bombard you with really quick so we can get our Discord group to know who you are and what you're about, and kind of what you're doing, and where you've been.
Absolutely.
Hey, push F11.
Who, me?
Yeah,
I know
you.
what I'm doing, dude. I got it. I got it. I mean, really, how many conferences a year do you go to, John?
Well, I mean, before all this madness happened, I mean, there was a time, and once again, it's all trial and error. I'm going to go back to that. When I got in the system about 9 years ago, there were maybe one to two shows a month, and then it just people started doing it for a business standpoint, thinking, oh yeah, it's going to be great moneymaker. So every city and town you can think of start creating a Comic-Con. And of course, they're spreading the money so thin, I had to jump on all the bandwagons. So I was doing 3 a month.
Wow.
So, what are you looking at? 36 shows a year of traveling all over the United States.
I mean, the adventure's got to be fucking awesome, right?
Oh my gosh. I can't, you can only imagine, and I know you can. I mean, all the cosplayers, the models, the cool creative people out there that are just putting.
I just put out my video. I just re-edited some videos I put out very early on in my YouTube career, and I went to Celebration 2017, and it
Nice.
just the convention itself was, it wasn't that great. It wasn't organized that well.
Sure.
The people is what make that show what it is, right?
Absolutely.
Because everyone that puts effort into that show puts 110% effort. I mean, the things that were there, the props, the costumes, the cosplayers, man, dude, there was like a flock of Ewoks, like Ewoks. And I was like, who? You know what I mean? Like, it would.
I know, right? Where else do you see that? Yeah,
exactly. It's amazing. It's amazing.
It was. I was there as well, and it was just. I mean, just the stuff people contributed to the show. That's honestly what made the show.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was just amazing. I really love shows like that because, you just get to see so much creativity.
Where can people follow you, John? If
Okay.
they want to jump on the deck.
Oh,
see-
sure, absolutely. Yeah. I'm working on this whole this media thing. I'm really horrible at it. I'm more of in the shop, kind of creating, kind of,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So it's just,
Yeah, absolutely.
that's honestly where my business lacks as far as advertising. I just got to the point to, and I'm getting better at it now because of this whole lockdown COVID thing. So I'm seeing myself being on the computer a lot more, obviously. And I'm also in my shop a lot, but I'm getting better at the internet and the online media, which has kind of kept me afloat during this whole situation, because that's another story we can talk about here in a little bit about, when this thing hit, all my shows canceled. So, and that was my bread and butter,
Right, right.
and so having to make that adjustment of, okay, I'm home. Okay, how am I going to pay my, my shop bills? How am I, you know what I mean? How am I going to, it's like, okay, what's going to happen here? What, do I go to Home Depot to get product? Do I get around people who might be carrying this shit? You know what I mean? The fear that this thing created is just, it's insane. It was just insane. I just got to the point where, you know what? I'm just going to have to go all in and just do
John,
something.
I want this.
Absolutely.
You heard me?
Oh, you want the Majora's Mask?
Hell yeah, man. That's sick. I didn't know
Ocarina of Time was better.
Ocarina of Time is better. It is better, but Majora's Mask is sick.
Thank
So
you so much.
what are you on Instagram and
I
Twitter?
am. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, that was
No,
the question earlier. So I'm on Instagram at Clark_JC. My nickname's JC. JAYCEE Galaxy Creations. That is my Galaxy Creations. That's my Instagram. And then, of course, this my Etsy page where you can see most of my products that I have available at the moment. So I try to keep that updated like daily. Then, of course, my Facebook, which is Galaxyprops or Galaxy Creations. That's another story. I started Galaxy Creations before this whole thing, and I So I don't know. I was so slow on getting my name out there, but someone purchased the domain name and
GalaxyCreations.com.
Yeah, somebody got a hold of them. Yep, it was. Yeah, I mean, okay, so I went to go get all that stuff and create my name and keep, because it was my business name. Well, there's a million names out there with the same name. So someone already took that from me before I got to it. So I went ahead and changed the Galaxyprops because no one else had it. You know what I mean? So it's one of those. See, and that's even spelled wrong. GLA. Who spelled that? Did you spell that?
Don't make fun of me, John. Stop.
Okay.
Don't make fun of me. Tell Dynasty.
But yeah. So that's I'm slowly going over to Galaxyprops. I'm going to start selling some of my designs, my 3D renders, with my sister company, Galaxy Designs. Which is in the process and works now, so people can actually do it themselves. Because it seems like the world is at a do it themselves kind of thing. People are buying 3D printers. People are, you know what I mean. So there's so much freedom. Where'd you get that picture at?
I don't know.
Where'd you get that?
You forgot, hey, bro. You're not that old, huh? You forgot you sent me that.
Okay. I'm like, gosh, okay. Yeah, I'm like, that's not the helmet still that works right now. That.
You want to talk about this one?
The chaplain. Yeah, I'm starting to get into more Warhammer 40K stuff.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah,
that's my favorite right there. That chaplain.
Oh, it is? Okay.
It looks like Grimaldus.
And you know more.
Reclusiarch Grimaldus from the there's a novel out called Hell's Reach. It's about the planet of Armageddon. He's the chaplain that goes there, and it's like 5 of his guys, and they basically save the planet. But they lose everybody except for him.
I got cold chills just listening to it. I mean, I've been.
My God, dude! I was in the hospital and I came across this novel and I thought, okay, it's like a visual novel, right? And I was like, I'll watch it. And it starts off in black and white, sketchy, like pencil drawing, and it just evolves into like CG and everything. But the story was so damn good. I shared it with everybody. People were like, dude, I'm not watching a 3-hour movie. I'm like, trust me. This is what you want to see. If you don't know anything about 40K, watch this show.
Really?
Yeah. Cujo says, I'll take one of everything.
How much? Let me just really quick. Yeah. How much is that helmet? How much would that helmet run?
I honestly haven't even. I mean, like I said, it was one of those. I take requests, and I'm not. And when I say if there was 100% of 40K material out there, I only know 3%. I honestly, I know a little bit about Space Marines. I've watched a lot of videos on the YouTube that people are posting, so I know a little bit about it. I know that I don't know a whole lot what you just mentioned on the chaplain thing, but that story it sounds awesome because I've been listening to some of the footage on it. Oh my gosh! So honestly, my Space Marines and my other ones that I carry, the other ones that if the pictures are there should be somewhere. They only go for $250.
Okay.
So yeah, and they're made for bigger heads. So you got a 20. If you've got a 25-inch head, this thing's gonna go on your head no problem.
Yeah,
so.
I got a pretty big dome. So.
But by the way, I want to tell y'all, I got a couple of John's helmets. They're solid.
Yes,
solid.
you do. Hey,
they're thick. They're solid. Yeah.
I appreciate that. That's amazing. I love that. Nowadays, they're also going into the 3D printing back into that again. The materials that now they're accessible. You can, I think Kevlar is one of them now. I think you can actually 3D print Kevlar, and ain't that's insane?
Dude, they're 3D printing metal, dude. They're 3D printing organs.
Gold. I mean, it's insane.
Yeah.
Like what's next, right? What's next?
Well, Cujo says now we know why he can't afford Dwarven Forge too many helmets. How many helmets I got? I got 3 Bobas. I've got the Asajj. And I've got 2 of what are the other ones you made? Those 2 I bought from you.
Oh, those are.
I don't even know what that's called. That's custom.
Custom pieces. Yeah. I think you give me some images, and I did some custom work for you. So
I was just gonna add. That was actually my next question. Was I know you do. I saw some of Hate's helmets, and they're phenomenal. So you do
thank you.
custom work from drawings and stuff like that. Like, so if I sent you a doodle, said, okay, I want this helmet. Okay.
Absolutely.
That's key, people. That's key. Really quick. Anybody who's watching, or if you watch this after the fact, the fact is that this man actually does from custom designs. That's very crucial. I mean, I get it. There's a lot of people printing Boba Fett helmets. Okay.
Right.
Dime a dozen. Okay. But the fact that this man can do custom work, take advantage of that. You know what I
mean? That's Big John right there.
Look at that. That sure was. I think that was 8 years ago, maybe.
This is actually an article on impossible DC cosplays.
Yeah.
That's Big John right there. And you made this whole suit?
I did. Wow. Back when EVA foam was just starting out, I mean, right, exactly. And I got to go to Dragon Con that year, and they were doing a New 52 shoot, and George Perez was going to be there. And George Perez is one of my biggest favorite.
Leave that picture up, Hate. Leave that picture
up.
You must have a Cyborg fan in the house.
I think I was the first one in the whole world that actually put a Cyborg together.
Right now, live, that's him, and he created that whole Cyborg costume.
So that actually, I got interviewed by Atlanta News. I mean, they found me. They stopped me. I was out of costume, walking around, and someone said, "Hey, man, you're wanted. You got to get back in costume." I was like, "What? Why?" You know what I mean? It's like, gosh, I think, there was just so many. I got a lot of love from that, and I still appreciate that, and I appreciate the people recognize the recognition of artwork because it's kind of my biggest thing. It's all art, and one of my things I live by is you either create in this world or you disintegrate. Exactly. I mean, that's kind of you right. So that's my go-to thing of motivation that I use all the time. But I got, golly, what did I mean, I must have, somebody posted that somewhere, and I must have came in. I've never gotten more than 4,000 or 5,000 likes before, but it created close to 10,000 likes on some page for that.
You can see why, though. I mean, like
that's just behind that is the Georgia power plant.
This is ScreenRant.com, by the way, just so y'all know.
Okay, so there's things. And another good one I love was when you Googled Cyborg, you found my picture. It came right up. I love that. And then if you Google Luke Cage Power Man, my picture came up, and it was just I was like, okay, am I famous or do I, you know what I mean? But all that was just motivation to keep creating, keep putting stuff out there for people to know that it's possible. A lot of times people don't do things because they don't feel like it's possible, or they have the lack of, whatever confidence in doing it. But
definitely is an intimidating hobby.
Yeah, well, yeah, and it can be.
Cosplay is fun though, man.
It is fun.
It is. I mean, believe me, when you get dressed up and you're walking around and people can recognize you and point their fingers, that so and so, you know what I mean? That's that feeling. I get it, but I can definitely see, especially something of that caliber,
Right.
see it being very intimidating for people. You know, so the fact that you can put it out there and say, "Hey, it's not as hard as you think."
No.
To get
Yeah.
it,
No.
you just got to have a passion for getting through that project.
It,
You know what I mean?
literally, and passion's so huge. Zero. What you said, the word passion. I mean, that's what makes the world go around. Honestly, it's like anything you can think, you can create by just having passion.
Yep.
I mean, that's the fuel of motivation. I mean, it's just so. I'm totally with you on that one. At least got
I
the
agree with you. I actually agree with you.
I'm going to pull up your
100%.
Decepticus. That's what it is.
I actually on my YouTube channel, in my description of my channel, I actually put in there, what are you putting out in the world?
Okay.
You know, because I don't care how small your channel is, I don't care how small your production value is, I don't care how big it is. If you're not putting something creative out there, you're wasting time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like you know, creativity is like the source of everything that changes. It starts with creativity.
That's right. I so agree with you there. That's evolving the world.
John, do you know?
Exactly.
68, I believe. SD068.
So okay, so
Yeah,
how many different
You're
cosplays?
6'7", buddy. You're 6'7".
Oh,
How
I'm a
many different
6'7".
cosplays do you have right now, John?
Oh, how many costumes personally for myself?
Yes, you yourself. How many do you have at the moment?
Oh gosh, and this doesn't sound good. Okay, so I had a house fire about 4 years ago, 3-4 years ago, and I lost about everything. So as of now, since I've been slowly getting back together, my arsenal, I'm probably looking at 4 completed costumes. And I know, but before the fire, I had 25 costumes.
No, I know, because like Sith, you had like 6 sets of Sith robes, huh?
Right. Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. So
So, do you favor?
God, I didn't know that.
Do you
man. I didn't know
favor the
lost all
Sith,
that.
or is it?
God.
Is it? I mean, is it just an easier choice for you?
There's only one side, Zero.
Listen to
Zero, stop that. There's only one side.
No.
Ooh, he's got is that blue?
I am one with the Force. The Force is with me.
You know what color that is?
can't-
Lame.
Is that
Purple.
There's only one color, saber.
Oh, that was purple. Okay.
Yeah, it's purple.
I need one of those, but I need it in yellow.
They only make red sabers, dude.
Listen to it, man.
So John, which do you prefer, Sith or Jedi, or is it? Equal?
You know, okay. So when I first started this, I mean, honestly, if you look at it, the Sith, it's so beautiful. Oh, look how beautiful! Look how beautiful that blade is. Look how the illumination of that. You know, it's eye catching.
Look, Mira.
Look at it. It spells excitement. People's blood starts boiling. People get motivated. I mean, why would you choose Sith? I mean, come on. I mean, you know. Am I right, Zero? You feel me? You feel me, Z?
I don't want my apprentice trying to kill me.
Well,
I'm gonna be 100%.
Just don't let him do it.
I'll be 100% honest. I love them both.
I do too. Honestly, I do too.
For different reasons.
Okay.
Now, cosplay wise, I have a Jedi costume because that's just what I went with first.
Okay.
I do love. I have my maul saber. You know, I love the crimson sabers. Are just come on. It's red. It's
Absolutely.
My saber is actually orange.
My favorite Sith is Darth Maul.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Because I love Ray Park. I mean, the guy is just phenomenal. He's
Oh,
a
he
great
is.
martial artist. You know, his history with martial arts and just how he even got into the project and got on screen was just phenomenal.
And isn't that so disappointing how in episode 1 we barely saw him, man?
Yeah.
Wasn't Ray
know.
Park also Toad? Next
Yes.
So awesome.
Yeah, he was Toad in
And
X-Men.
he was
Yeah,
Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe as well.
that's right. Snake Eyes. That's right.
So he's done.
Dude's
he's
got
done-
the skills, man.
I mean, they did a voiceover for him because Lucas didn't like his voice. You know.
I know.
what
They did
it
that
is.
to Prowse too.
They
So I
did the
guess
same
I
thing.
kind of, you know.
They did the same thing with Darth Vader.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it is what it is. But the character itself, I mean, even Lucas admitted, he's like, I messed up. I should have never killed that character. And that's
Right.
why we have Clone Wars. That's why we have him back. You know what I mean? But that character was just a phenomenal.
But he didn't know Maul was gonna blow up.
Right.
That's what
Right,
it was.
right, yeah.
Once Maul blew up, Lucas was like, "Oh, okay."
Whoops.
Well, that's like Boba Fett. Dude's got like 5 lines. And everybody loves him.
Everybody really liked him. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, he was
I mean, it's
beautiful.
the same thing with Boba Fett. The dude didn't speak a word. He got
Yeah.
killed like right away. I mean, he was. Let's be real. Great looking costume, but he was a punk. Like he got taken out like a punk and whatever. But he was so iconic. They had to bring him back. They had to say no. He didn't die in the Starlight Pit. You know what I mean? And they had to make an entire generation of characters based on that simple suit of armor.
Ain't that awesome? That was just crazy. Yeah,
and
that's crazy.
And how people receive it is just, it's amazing. You know what I mean? And that's what blows it up. You know?
Right.
So,
I have theories on those because honestly, if you look at the Boba Fett and the whole aura of Boba Fett and Darth Maul, they're motivated. Okay, they're a symbol of motivation. I mean, find the bad guy.
Like a Jedi at all.
Right. You know, find
Jedi
right. They're not, the Jedi are just kind of sitting back, kind of watch things happen. They're the kind of
they dye their robes.
Jedi are punks.
That's part of Jedi training. You ever read that, John? They dye their robes and they have to go and commune with their crystals. And...
Listen,
nah, man, we kill shit and make robes. We don't have time for that.
You're not wrong.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Mass produce your lightsabers, though.
Yeah, that's the truth. Yeah.
So, who was your favorite Star Wars character? Hands down, you can only choose one, John. Who would it be?
Oh, that's hard. That is. I mean, it's tough because everyone played a big role in making this thing a full thing. You know.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
I mean, honestly, your guys are gonna probably now. I'm judging this through all the universes, all the books, all the okay, not just the okay, good, okay, all right. So
and if you guys that are watching don't know, you better check it out. You better learn.
That's right. You got to learn this stuff because there's so much message out there from this whole story of this beautiful thing. Yeah. Okay. Was he been painting while we've been on the? Okay. So, oh my gosh. Okay, man. I've got two of them juggling right now, and the it's gonna have to be Qui-Gon Jinn.
No,
I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. Hey, don't hate me.
He's the worst Jedi.
I know, but honestly, I mean,
truth will out.
My theory.
But he's not a Jedi, though.
No, well, see, that's the thing. That's why exactly he's more of in the middle. Yeah. And if you read the books and read the stories and all the stuff, he was almost the pendulum of everything. And that's my theory. I mean, he made decisions that changed the whole galaxy the way everything.
Well, yeah, if it wouldn't have been for Qui-Gon Jinn, yeah.
Oh my gosh, it wouldn't. Right? If he didn't find Anakin, if he did, there's so many ifs. He didn't do things, and I looked at the ifs of if Yoda did it this way. I looked at the ifs if Lord Darth Plagueis did it this way, and it comes down to the way the bigger more ifs, the more majority of ifs come from Qui-Gon Jinn. I mean, it's just what are you thinking? What are you thinking, Z? Come on now.
Hit you with something that a lot of people don't really recognize.
Okay.
What if R2-D2 was destroyed on that starship with the other droids?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so now you've really widened the variety.
Is the biggest hero in the entire Star Wars saga.
He had the most screenplay, definitely.
Yeah. Think about every time that little robot did a twist of a dial or a knob, those people would be dead immediately.
So R2 is your favorite, Zero?
No, he's not my favorite. I'm just saying he's the true hero of Star Wars.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, honestly, it's a good way of looking at it.
Lord Sidious is the hero, dude.
Lord Sidious.
Lord Sidious saved the galaxy. What the fuck
Come on, man.
The galaxy was taken over by like rebel scum and. No, but I want to say who my favorite is. I know who my favorite is.
Okay.
What's yours?
You ready?
I'm ready.
Asajj Ventress.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you think she's hot.
Dude, she's awesome, dude. God. And then even if like you follow her story arc after, and she falls in love and she becomes kind of like she gets a yellow saber.
Quinlan boss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dooku sells her out, tries to kill her,
tries
to get revenge and gets Savage Press, and then Savage Press sells her out and goes after Maul. Asajj Ventress is awesome, dude.
Okay, so she's my favorite character with the most compassion in the whole. Her passion, her story was so sad. I mean, honestly, she was manipulated from the get go. I mean,
Oh
from
yeah.
the get go.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, people can be feel bad about Anakin,
Oh
all
yeah. You
that
can.
stuff, but
You got Mother Talzin,
oh my
Dooku,
gosh,
Sidious,
the his
Savage, all
right.
involved in her story arc, and Quinlan Voss.
Everyone
Yeah.
has been
Yeah.
involved. Yeah, even after
Yeah.
the fact. So yeah, I like that. I like their story a lot. Yeah,
But was she really manipulated though?
was she
Was
really manipulated? Oh, I mean,
She her Jedi master was murdered while she was still a Padawan, and then
right.
that's when she went to the dark side. After that, she's got a really tragic story.
What? Who's Quinlan's favorite? He's all quiet. Well, not quiet verbally, but he's what?
Quinlan doesn't like Star Wars.
Oh, he doesn't.
No, I
No,
do.
he's great.
Oh,
It's
I
probably
don't. I
Revan
don't
if I
like the
had to
new
guess.
3 Star Wars. I think they're dumb.
nobody likes the new Star Wars.
oh, okay.
I like
No,
no, but of everything, man,
that's not true.
Clone Wars and then the Old Republic. You
Oh,
don't
I
know
love
about the
it.
Old Republic, man.
Oh, yeah. Now that's if you'd ask me, do I prefer the New Republic, the old New Order, or whatever, Dark Order, the Old Republic? I'd go the Old Republic hands down. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
yeah, it's just that was
Dude,
the.
even everybody was more powerful back then.
Oh,
Everybody.
that's true. That's true.
Everybody.
The Force was different there.
You
And
know, I
then
gotta say, I mean, is an unpopular opinion. I did like episode 7. I liked
Force Awakens.
where it could have possibly gone. I liked Rey's character initially. When I
okay,
realized she was a Mary Sue and that's how they wrote her, I lost hope and I was like, all right, that's it. It's the franchise is screwed up,
Hey,
And then when Ryan Johnson got a hold of it, I was like, all right, it's over.
now
But
look,
I really
okay.
liked where they could have went with her, with Poe, with these whole new cast could have really, you know what I mean? Like just took it another level, but they
no, they could have really changed a ton of stuff. It was like the
yeah.
roots of a tree. They had so many options.
They should have went with Plagueis.
Like,
Snoke should have been Plagueis.
yes, hey,
God,
yes.
I don't understand that.
And if you read the
The
book,
internet was like,
yeah,
please, and Disney was no, he's nobody.
yep,
The
yep.
fuck.
I mean, they had it open there for. I mean,
Oh
Plague
my
was
God, we were
designed
ready to
to
accept Plagueis, even though he
right.
didn't look like a mule and nothing. We were ready to accept. And let me tell you something, Darth Jar Jar. I wished it.
Darth Jar Jar.
I would have loved it.
My favorite's probably Revan though, because I mean, dude's been around for like what 2,000 years or something
Oh
crazy.
my gosh,
He keeps
Revan
bouncing
started a
back
cult.
and forth.
yeah. Revan is up there. He's really up there in the top 5 of mine too.
Yeah, he is cool.
Yeah,
John, really quick. I mean, I'm changing pace here. I apologize.
yeah. No worries.
You travel around the country for your shows. Do you ever go out of the country?
It's the cost of the shipping, the freight, and all that stuff, and then you've got customs to deal with. I can't do it. I'd love to do it. I mean, I can't. People have asked me to. They asked me to be a guest over in Saudi Arabia when Wizard World did a show over there. Yeah, Wizard World did a show in Saudi Arabia last year. Yeah, exactly, Quinlan. I was like, no, yeah, thank you though, but no.
Appreciate it, but not.
No, yeah.
Be a hard pass. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
It was crazy.
What you were at Celebration 2017. What characters did you have there? What did you cosplay as?
I did Dark Deceptuous. I was that one, and then I did just a regular Sith acolyte from the game. One of my characters that I play as on the game. Yeah, it was fun stuff. Oh my gosh, people were like, "Oh, that's sick," that knew it. And I love going to Star Wars places because they recognize Star Wars. I wear this at a Florida show somewhere, just a random comic show. They're like, "Oh, that's just a Sith. That's just a Sith." You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, but you get the love when you go to Star Wars convention.
For sure.
The
I
appreciation.
get a lot of people ask me if I'm supposed to be Scorpion.
Yeah, Hate, I know you do. I know you know exactly what I'm talking about.
But let me tell you something. Even though, and I've never worn a canon character. I don't have one. I've never, and like not even in anything, like not in DC, nothing. But man, I get a lot of pictures, a lot of that's cool, a lot of let me hold your saber, a lot in
Right.
that costume.
Well, I mean,
so I can only imagine, like,
yeah,
like an
throw that
Vader or something.
throw that picture up there if when any of the
They've all seen my
viewers
Sith.
don't
I show
see
my
it.
Sith
Oh,
off
they
all the
have.
time.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
show-
mean, that's dude. My jaw dropped the first time you came around my booth.
yeah,
You
that's how I
were
met him. No,
you
when I
were.
saw your booth, I was like, Old Republic everywhere. And I was like,
I know you stood. I mean, you were the 6 foot rule. Shit, you were 20 feet away, just looking at the booth, and I was like, dude, can you come closer? Can I get a picture of you? Because my Zoom doesn't go that far away to get. And
well, you know what it is? I didn't
what's
want to
it?
go over there because, like, you know how hard it is to move around in that thing. I mean, and it's like I don't
Oh
want to go in
man.
there and start knocking shit over.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that is just I've never seen your creative that oh my that was just beautiful. In fact, I want to do a short film someday with a lot of original Sith and Jedi characters. I would just love to do an Old Republic scene short film, just something, maybe 20 minutes long, and kind of give a biography of some of our background and some of our own personal cosplays or original cosplays. You know
Yeah,
what I'm saying? And I think
I
people would
have one on
appreciate that.
mine.
That's
Mine
actually
Yeah,
is
pretty
people.
cool.
I'd
mine
watch
is
it.
I
demonic.
definitely dig it. I mean, if you're doing fan films and stuff, that's
Right.
it's always cool to have more story, more fluff, more history.
Agreed.
For
So has Disney backed off on the whole fan film thing, or are they still acting like CBS with Star Trek?
they're still you can't. You got to be very
Nah,
careful.
yes, they did. They backed off because of what's his name, Dark Twos or whatever.
Yeah,
was his
that
name.
dude. Yeah, that
They
dude that
backed
did
off.
that Vader one.
They backed
Yeah.
off on him. There was a big uproar because let me tell you
Oh yeah.
something. The rumor is that when Lucas sold it to Disney, he was like, "Leave the fans alone."
Right.
Yeah, I heard that.
That's the rumor. And then
Yep.
Disney was like, "K," which they haven't messed with any of the. They really haven't with any of the cosplay and the prop making, and they haven't. But at least that I'm aware of. So it looks like they kind of did. But when that dude made that video, they had a fit, and then they backed off.
Yeah, his quality of that video was so amazing. People didn't know if it was from Lucasfilm.
Well,
And
what
I
it
think-
was, it had so many views and it's monetized. They were trying to get the money from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, they monetized it. He didn't have it monetized.
Yeah, I met him before. He's come to my booth, like
cool.
once or twice. And I didn't know who he was, but he was just talking to me about props, and I just, like anyone else, sure, I'll make props. I need money. You know what I mean? So unfortunately, I really wish I'd have known what his plans were, because those are things I personally would contribute and donate to, because I want to see these things actually come to life. So, I will eat the cost. I will eat the labor. I want to see, and it's not me just having my props on the set. It's just me seeing these things come to life. I'm a big supporter. You know what I mean? I want
Right. I mean, you want to be
happen.
part of something like that, because as it grows, if it does grow,
Right.
you had your
Right.
hand in it, even if it's like something you're not. Look, man, it's all about, like you said, it's about that passion you have for that.
Right.
Product, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I tell the guys all the time on Discord, like, when you make a YouTube channel, if you're just doing it for shits and gigs, great. There's nothing wrong with that. You know what I mean? It's all good. But if you're putting effort into it, you're changing your cameras when you can, you're getting your quality up, you're editing, and if you're doing all that stuff, that's your brand.
Right.
You have to
Right.
protect your brand. Bottom line, like, no one else is going to do it for you. You
Right.
have to ensure that your brand continues, because you're creative. You're someone who's not just, hey, here I am, playing a video game, watch me, just talking gibberish. You're creating,
Right.
and
Yep.
it shows in the quality of your videos, the amount of videos you put out, or in your case, the quality of the product you create for people,
Right.
and for yourself. That's all about pushing your brand.
Right.
Joe said, "I want a towel. What is that? Broadside suit."
Oh, a towel broadside suit. It's a 40K suit.
Ooh,
Those
yes.
40K cosplays are expensive, man.
They're
Yeah.
massive.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what it is.
And they're big, because everything in 40K
Yeah.
is big.
Oversized.
Well, it's like
Man, he said he
Halo.
wants
You
to
guys
take
see
over
the
the
Master Chief costumes? Those are
Yeah, I've
expensive.
seen those. Mhm.
yeah, they're amazing. They're amazing.
So, John, what's your favorite Star Wars film, hand down?
Ooh, I mean,
Movie?
film. Which one? Movie? What's that? Is there
Which
hate?
movie?
Oh, which movie? Okay. Oh man. Okay, so
Rogue One.
gosh, that's up there. Thanks for
It
reminding
is.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Oh,
Solo and Rogue One.
Rogue One was good.
Extension. Yeah, it was really, really good. Really good. I mean,
Yeah, I was surprised with Rogue One. I got to say,
I was-
I
me
didn't.
too.
I went in there
You know
not
who did it though?
expecting a lot.
Cheer it.
who?
Cheer it.
Chiro?
Yen.
Okay.
Donnie Yen.
Donnie Yen.
Oh yeah. I'm a big fan.
One
Big
with the
follower of
Force.
Dr.
Yep.
I got a picture of a guy who did a cosplay of him. I was like, dude, is that Donnie Yen? I was like, is this Donnie Yen? And it's not. Listen, it's not one of those. This is not one of those. All the Chinese people look alike shit. This motherfucker looked like Donnie Yen.
Wow.
Like, Donnie Yen. I was like, come on, tell me the truth. He's like, no. It's like, all right, okay.
That's funny.
I was like, I see you, Donnie Yen. All right.
Yeah.
A lot of that's makeup too. I've seen a bunch of people that in real life look like me or whatever, right? And then in cosplay, they look exactly like Donnie Yen or whoever the hell else because of makeup.
That's awesome. That's
So
awesome.
What's your favorite movie?
Okay, so I'm Rogue One is it's gonna be Rogue One, and but gee, I can't. You said movie, so it's singular. So, it's either that and the very last one. The very last one. Yeah. Okay, so the reason why I like the very last is episode 9.
I have a theory.
The reason why is because they brought out and opened up and revealed stuff they said that it wasn't going to be canon, and they made it canon. Like
the big Sith gathering. And
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I knew you were gonna. I knew that's what you were
Yes.
going.
I had a feeling you were going to say that because that's one of the things
y'all
that they
don't
never
know.
touched
We
on.
used to have academies and shit.
Yes. Yes. And
y'all
then,
don't know.
you know, the world that the Sith world, the what's it called again? I forgot.
Korriban?
No, that's the Sith world in episode 9.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I don't remember that.
I can't. It's on the top of my head, but and then with Rey walking through that temple, it's like, or when Kylo goes to the temple, and he's walking under this. Now, honestly, would you walk under that big temple? It's the pyramid that's floating.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
I saw that. I was like, what?
But they're used to seeing anti-gravity and shit too.
You know what I'm saying? But what if the gravity switches all of a sudden?
He could probably hold it.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You got big chest muscles.
Yeah,
I forgot the big chest muscles. God, that's funny.
He's another one. I think Kylo Ren could have been so good.
Oh, totally.
I actually liked that Kylo was a whiny little kid and just like smashing shit. I thought that was great.
My biggest thing is why would they get rid of the Sith and then not tell us who the Knights of Ren are?
Yeah, okay, so that's probably honestly that's the only thing I dislike about the whole episode 9 is that the Knights of Ren, when you did see them in action, they got killed by their own master.
Yeah.
Okay, they have and if you read the books, the Knights of Ren were feared. I mean, they were like the Inquisitors, that the Emperor had. They were go out the wrath. They were the Emperor's wrath. And so, when I didn't see that in the movie, and I was even hoping that they cut it out. So when I did buy the movie, the cut scenes, they took all that. I was hoping to see it. I want to see some martial arts action. I want to see some flips, some cool ass technique, because every warrior has their own signified kill move. You know what I mean? So I was hoping to see those things happen, and they didn't happen. So that's
apparently there was a lot of lore behind them too, and
yeah, there is. There's some books out that show.
I get that they put all that stuff in the books because I know, but it's just like, man, then why put it in a movie?
Right? Why not put it in a movie? Yeah, I mean, it's like, okay, what are they? Okay, so yeah, that would be the only distant thing. The thing I would totally disagree with how they did that.
I can agree. Just watching the movie, and I'll be honest, I don't have a lot of history with the Knights of Ren. And the stuff that were in the novels,
okay,
like the original canon novels, I don't have a lot of history with it, so I'm not going to pretend I do. But just given as a film watcher, going in and experiencing the film for the first time,
sure,
the discussion of the Knights in the second film was key to me. It was like, okay, we're getting a really good source of history here and a broader source of information for the Sith, right? Like we're learning more about them. They're not just the bad guys, right?
Right.
When we get to 9, here they are. Because I thought they were gone. Like, okay, well, they probably got disbanded or they probably got killed or whatever. Here comes episode 9. They're here. The Knights are here. I'm like, well, all right. We're going to see some cool shit or learn some cool shit. Nothing happened with these characters until the very end where they die. And I was like, what was the point of putting those guys in there? It's almost like Snoke You know what I mean? In the second
Well,
film,
it's
it was like,
absolutely like Snoke.
why did you put him in here? Why couldn't he just be a hologram?
Uh-huh.
He didn't need to be. There was no need for his presence in the film at all, in my opinion. I mean,
Well,
I know
how I translated that was the dark side has things abilities that seem unnatural to people,
right.
And I
Especially
think
Jedi.
right, and they wanted to prove that and show that that
Mhm.
okay, Darth Plagueis. If you did read the books, Plagueis was doing the same thing that he created images and beings. I mean, the rumor is he created Anakin.
Right.
Darth Plagueis created Anakin
Well,
by
it used to be canon.
right.
Yeah, I was going to say that was
Yeah.
canon before the Metachlorian manipulation and stuff.
Right.
And they
Well,
touched
actually,
on it
I think it still is canon, huh?
Didn't they?
Yeah, I
Well,
think-
Still
well
is
hang
canon.
on. Didn't they touch on it in episode 3?
I think there's something. No, I think there's something in the book that recanonized it or something. I
Okay.
think so.
Oh, I hope
Because I know
that
he
Plagueis did the whole birth thing, and
okay.
and that it was meant to be a body, that he
'Cause,
did it.
They did
and
the whole
then-
subtle hint in 3 where he was like he could manipulate metachlorians and stuff like that.
Yeah.
He was
Right.
so powerful.
Plagueis is
They
canon.
touched on what he could do.
Right.
So you would assume, like, you just put the picture together and say, okay,
No,
that's
I
where
think there's
Anakin
something
came
in the
from
book
because,
that Sidious wanted Anakin as a body.
okay. Oh,
Yes, you're
okay.
right.
So in the
Hey,
grand scheme of
it's-
things, yeah. Okay, it makes sense.
Yeah.
I
That
think
makes
there's
sense.
something that Sidious wanted Anakin as a body, and that once Anakin lost his arms and legs, he couldn't force lightning anymore, and that's why Sidious hated him so much. It's either
Right.
books or comics or something. It's something like that.
And see, I think Plagueis was going to his intent was to grab Anakin, and his intent before Qui-Gon grabbed Anakin was to grab Anakin and use him as a test subject. Okay, so I created this, and how did I create it? And kind of reverse psychology, dissect Anakin.
Like reverse engineer it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. And dissect Anakin so he can learn how to do more of this, And I think that's what Plagueis' view was, because when he talked in the books or in the that you listen to, that I listened to, Plagueis was talking to Sidious, and he says the boy has already created waves through the Force, by winning the Bunta Eves, the thing
Race. Yeah.
in this conversation, and so that's why he sent. He said we've got to get this boy, capture him, and it's just amazing what Plagueis was going to do with this whole thing. Like I said, he was like next to Qui-Gon on this thing. It was him and Qui-Gon with a pendulum of how all this stuff started, But yeah, so.
No. So let me ask you something on the business, on your personal business with the props and everything like that. What got you started? What was the motivation?
Yeah.
I think Zero stole all my questions.
Yeah, I thought you guys were working together here.
I'm on it.
Well, actually, I did send him a copy. I sent you a copy, and I sent him one.
Oh, okay.
So,
Yeah. So I had some time to think about it, and it would have had to started. Okay, so I'm almost 50 now, unfortunately.
Nothing wrong with that.
Really?
Yeah. I was maybe 10 years old, and I'm 6'6". If you guys have not seen me in real life,
I told him John's a giant.
Okay, so one of the things about growing up is doing Halloween, because it seems like the only time you can really get dressed up.
Right.
I couldn't go to stores and buy costumes for Halloween, so I had to make my own costumes.
That's cool.
Right? Because it was like, okay, if I put on a costume, it was like 8 inches off my ankle, and it just looked like it looked silly. So I was like, right, yeah, exactly, yeah. So yeah, exactly. You could have hit that on the money right there, because I honestly, I had a big head, skinny body. You know what I mean? It was just one of those things where my body was fully mature. So I created a Superman costume for myself. My brother, I made him Batman, and my other brother did Aquaman. And so I was taping cardboard to Aquaman's calves. I was, I was taking pillowcases and cutting them in half so I could put,
Your
whatever.
parents were cool with all this.
Dude, I got in trouble. I did get in trouble for it. However, it was just one of those things that, hey, we're gonna just do it, and we did it, and it was just so fun. And then that was my first thing on costumes. But what I realized that I had a gift of creating something was I I, we couldn't afford a lot of toys when I was growing up, also. So I had these GI Joes that I really wanted to make this base. So I did a dollhouse. I said, why can't I just take a dollhouse idea and create a GI Joe fortress? So I took a wardrobe box, cut it in half, and hinged it to where it opened up, and actually taped and glued levels on my wardrobe box. So this was a building, according to my GI Joes. You probably can get that idea with your creative idea. I actually put a jail cell in one set. I put a place where I could fly my Cobra Striker on top, a Halo pad. I mean, I took a wardrobe box and reconstructed it into like a fortress.
How old were you?
I was 10, 11, 12, 11, 12 years old. I mean, honestly, I didn't stop playing with toys until I was 18. I mean,
I never stopped.
I was about to say, I did not stop.
I mean, I was, and I did have, we were in Navy, so I was always traveling all the time. So I moved to a place and didn't have friends off the get-go, but I just grabbed my toys and talked to myself, and I played both sides of the.
You see, Hate? I'm not the only one that talks to my toys.
Zero talks to his toys, bro.
Put a third voice in it, or a second person in one of them.
Zero looks at him, and Zero says, "Oh yeah, it looks like his little arm moves, and his little arm does this, and then look, let's put his little helmet on. It's like Bob Ross or something."
Come here, Tila. That's how I learned my game right there.
Don't judge me.
It's the happy little arm. I don't know if y'all see that, but I got them helmets up there he makes.
Yeah, those are beautiful. Yeah.
Still like they work better.
So when the business idea came along, was it just natural for you? It's like, I do it anyway, might as well get paid for it?
So I actually, the way the world, or the way the path I took was, I became a mover. I was moving furniture. I drove trucks over the road.
Okay.
So I did a lot of traveling. And then I got to the point where I started my own moving company, had my own trucks, 14 years in it. I was like, you know what? I went to my first Comic-Con, and I was just walking around this thing, and I had a
in costume or what?
No, I made a Captain America shield, and people were like, "Whoa, where'd you get that?" And I was dressed up as Isaiah Bradley, which he had his own book called Truth, and I love that book, and I met the author. It's where real quick, super soldier serum was tested on black men, like the Tuskegee experiment.
Yep.
Before it was tested, and one of them, out of all the 9 or 10 subjects or whatever they did, one lived, and his name was Isaiah Bradley. And I love this character's backstory, so I went ahead and created that costume for myself. And maybe 2 out of 1,000 people realized that I was Isaiah Bradley. The other 2, you're Captain America, which I still love. You know what I mean? I love the fact that people still call me Captain America. But so getting back to the business start point, people said, I want that shield. And I was like, oh, well, I made it. I guess I can make you another one. So I made one, and then people were like telling other friends where you got the shield from. And then all of a sudden it became a chain reaction where I had 10 people I was doing commissions for. And I said, well, this is good money. You know what I mean? So then I did a Thor helmet, and then I did an Iron Man helmet. And then I was just, all of a sudden, I was a friend of mine at one of the shows was like, dude, you have a gift. You need to can I put a couple of your props on my booth? So I was like, yeah. And then sold out. I wasn't bringing that much inventory. And then at one show I was at, the first show, Disney contributed, or they commissioned me to make a couple shields for their Captain America display.
Oh, wow.
And I was and here I thought the conversation was going, hey, you can't make Captain America shields and sell them because, they're our baby, our licensed piece. No, they actually hired me to make their 2 shields for the display in Florida, and one of the displays out in California. So
1 second, John. 1 second.
Go for it. Yeah.
Hey, are those his? Those helmets on the screen right now?
Yeah,
those are mine.
Those are yours?
Yes.
Dude, John's a beast.
Dude,
I told you, John's a beast.
Okay,
listen. I'm telling you.
Listen,
I keep telling you.
we're gonna talk.
Okay.
Go ahead and
okay.
finish your statement because I gotta talk
Okay.
to you about something.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And I just went from there. I said, okay, I did this for Disney, and I just felt like I was needed to create more. And so I went ahead and started getting my own booths, and I was trying to juggle both at the same time, my moving company and my, and so things happened. Clinton was in office. I don't know, some shit happened. So just small businesses were getting the shit of things. So I just got tired of it. I got tired of dealing with employees. So I said, I'm going to start just working for myself. And that's honestly, I took the leap on faith and just went out and started building my own props and doing my own shows.
Wow.
And it started out slow. I mean, it's like, okay, I went from X amount of dollars per year, and now I'm down to X, Z amount of dollars a year. And I was like, you know what? But I'm doing what I love doing.
There you go.
Yeah.
So, and
go.
that's all the passion I needed.
In this day and age, that's a gift, man. That's a blessing to be able to sustain and keep your dream going like that. Yeah. And your passion. Because I mean, like you said, you're not working. You're having a good time.
Yes.
And getting paid. Holy shit, dude. That is so awesome.
I appreciate
John,
that.
I want to show you something I know, but
so here's my question.
Know who this is.
Here's my next question, John.
What the heck is that, man?
It's a Kasha, dude.
Is that a blow up? Oh, okay. I had to get the picture. It looked like a blow up doll on the.
Well, let me tell you something. Look, I put that up on. God, I think it was on Twitter or something, and somebody was like, "Akasha's black." I'm like, "It's a dummy, dude. I'm just using it for."
yeah.
Bro, I thought that was a real person at first.
Yeah, that's sick, man. Did you do that?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome, dude. I you should have.
Well, it was a commission. I sold it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. See, now when you showed me that picture, I thought that was his work. That's you, dude.
No, I sent it to you because I wanted to show you my views.
Mr. Humble over here.
Man, I'm thinking, I don't know, I might start doing cosplay.
You should.
Why not?
I like doing it. It's man, it takes John. It takes a long time.
Well, so honestly, it's all about just using your time wisely. So we all have paradigms that we do, regular routines that we do every day.
Yep.
And if you can start out with, don't try to jump into it. You can start out with one step towards whatever goal you want daily. And eventually it'll turn into 2 steps. And eventually you'll look back and like, oh shit, I just went a mile. You know what I mean? I'm a mile into whatever I thought of. Huh. And that's honestly, when people ask me, and I get a lot of times everywhere I go, people's like, how are you doing this? How come you're this and you're a one-man show and you've got so much product? It says, well, because I have trained myself. It's like a muscle. You just start with one bite and eventually the pizza's gone. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, a lot of it too is once you figure out how to make the piece.
Okay, so
the second time it's easier.
You'd be surprised how quick how the world now is set up for businesses. Anybody can run a business. All right, have you been on Thingiverse? Have you heard of Thingiverse?
Yeah, these guys use it all the time.
Yeah, we're nerds.
Okay, now you can. I was just talking to another guy about that, and there's another guy that I know that started a business, and he's using a lot of files that are out there, and he started his own prop making business. And I'm like, dude, I didn't even think about that, but that's pretty awesome.
One of my buddies does 3D printed lightsaber hilts and helmets and those, and he's just the same thing. He gets the files off Thingiverse or whatever.
Right.
And he just prints them out.
And he's putting them out there, and he's happy because the customer's happy, and people are looking at his stuff, and he's like, dude, thank you for offering this. I need this. You know what I mean? So it's like, just
you got to be careful with that, though.
Being that contribution. Well, see, you got to get permission from the creators of the file, and so that's a huge thing. You want to give props.
Well, a lot of the dudes, if you give them props, they're like,
oh yeah, you put their name out there, say, hey, this file was drawn up by such and such, and they're like, oh yeah, and 9
times out of 10, man, that's all it takes is just word of mouth, sharing.
Well, that's the difference between stealing someone's. Yeah, I mean, it's a big
difference.
That's the thing with my stuff. If you look at any of my files, every single one of them is listed non-commercial, no derivatives. So basically, you can print it, but that's all you can do with it. I don't
Right.
honestly care if people want to turn my stuff into props or whatever. It's I don't want China stealing it and putting the crap on Etsy or eBay. So
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay, so Q about that thing. I don't think we can prevent that.
well, the thing is, if I have it marked, no
Yeah.
derivatives, no commercial, then I can contact eBay and be like, hey, take that crap down.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah,
you
they
can do
tried
that.
that.
You can do that. But
Yeah,
China's still gonna.
it's a pain in the ass.
They're gonna put
They
it on
made
the
another
Chinese
store.
eBay and do it. I
Yeah.
mean, that's, unfortunately, I don't know how many times my stuff has been called up. Hey, dude, this is yours. I'm like, yeah, it is. But China's selling. I was like, yeah, fuck. I don't
John,
give a shit.
if you
I
don't
can't.
mind me asking, John, where
Yeah,
are you
go for it.
located? What's your general? Where you at? Statewide, citywide?
And believe it or not, I'm in Kansas.
Okay.
I am in Kansas.
So
Yeah.
but you're U.S. You're not that far out. That's Kansas is it's not that
No,
bad.
yeah, I think I can get in the car and be in New Orleans. Is everyone here in New Orleans or Louisiana?
No, no,
just
just me. Look,
I'm in Chicago.
Oh,
And Quinn,
Montana?
where are you at?
Montana.
oh, okay.
we're
And
from
hey,
everywhere, dude.
hey, you're in New Orleans, right?
I'm near.
Near,
About 10,
okay.
15 minutes near.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna segue into another question about the business.
Okay,
Okay. You got an Instagram, you've got Facebook, right?
right.
Um,
Do you want
you
to put
don't-
your Facebook out, John?
he said
Yeah.
it. Yeah, he said it earlier. It was
He said it's John Clark.
yeah. Was it?
It's Galaxy Props or Galaxy Creation.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like Clark _JC Galaxy Props and Galaxy Creators, right? Creations.
Yep.
Okay. Do you or would you be willing to partner with a YouTube channel to spotlight your props?
Partner with the YouTube channel. If are you speaking because you are the YouTube channel Zero?
Sure.
Okay. Yeah. I know you, and yes, because we've had this experience. Yes, I would totally do that. I get offers from just random people. I'm like, I don't even know what you do, what you sell, what you promote. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I don't want to put my name in something that's
Absolutely.
You
There
know,
you go. See, guys,
total
that's what I've been saying. Protect
negative.
your brand.
exactly.
You
Yeah.
gotta protect. He's not being a dick. He's protecting his integrity and his property.
Right.
And I get it. I respect that. And I do unboxings, reviews, things like that. And I have a ton of hobbies. So Star Wars,
Sweet.
Warhammer, D&D,
Sweet.
Gundam, everything. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So
yeah. Sweet.
I would love to see. And I don't need the props. I don't. It's not one of those. Oh, I want to send me everything and I keep it. No,
Sure.
I'll send it right back. It doesn't matter. But I would love to feature some of your stuff. It's beautiful.
Appreciate
work.
that.
Just
Yeah,
beautiful
Zero.
work.
I'd be honored, man. I appreciate that. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Cool.
I
Yeah.
told y'all John was cool. Cool AF.
Well,
Well-
he needs to get on our Discord so we can keep in touch with him, man.
yeah. I totally love
I'm
it.
trying to get him on. I know John's a busy dude, bro.
Yeah,
I
for
know
sure.
he is.
And listen, I understand. And what you do is not. It's not part
It's
time.
like sometimes we
So I
chat on
get it.
Facebook, and I gotta be like, because me and we'll start texting, and it'll just turn into like, yeah.
Right. Yeah. No kidding. Yeah. But
It's just like, all right, we gotta stop. We gotta stop.
when I know Hate's done with the conversation, you don't hear back from him at all. You're like, okay.
If it's okay with you, John, if I get your information from Hate, then I'll contact you outside of here and
Absolutely,
work out whatever
Z.
details is possible.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's awesome. That is so
That's
awesome.
awesome. Yeah. I hope this really helps, guys. I really want. You guys were cool too, and I mean, honestly, if you can send me a link or something, I can post this on my pages so that people can, be aware that you guys are out there. And a lot of my customers needed to hear me talk. And honestly, I get a lot of stuff from people. Hey, why aren't you doing, YouTube how-to tutorials? Why are you, why are you not?
John, if you would love to, we can get you on more often.
Oh yeah.
I would love to do that. I mean, honestly,
Listen,
because,
if you got something you want to discuss,
right.
especially when it comes to your business and
Yeah.
how you handle things and what you're working on. Like, I mean, because we always do a plug at the end of the show. So trust me, we're gonna get you out there to plug everything you got coming up so that people can see, hey, we get these people to your information and get them to your social media so
Sure.
they can start spreading the word. Because believe me, I'm spreading the word, my dude.
I appreciate it, Brazil. I appreciate you big time, brother. Appreciate you. Hey, thank you very much for the opportunity. This was
thank you.
Good for me too, as well as hopefully it was good for you guys as well.
Oh, yeah.
I know John had a question he wanted to be asked.
What's that?
What does he love about Star Wars?
Oh, oh man. Okay, so what I love about Star Wars is the fact that this galactic universe is not this universe. Okay, so I love Star Wars because it can take me out of the real world and put me into a whole fantasy that is not dealing with all the shit that we've got going on in the media today, the news and the negativity. Honestly, I mean, oh man, Star Wars is like, okay, so and because I'm a creator and artist, I am creating my fantasy and bringing it to life. So the reflection of my outer is what's in my inner. And so this is why I love about what I love about Star Wars is because, I part of me feels like I'm there. Part of me, I am it. I am Star Wars. You get what I'm saying? So
Absolutely, yeah.
Oh yeah.
like, yeah. So it's like, okay, so I will honestly, I have a definite chief aim, and we can talk about this in another show because I don't want to keep you guys.
No, you're good.
I'm going to open a museum, and it is going to be, yes, exactly, badass. It's going to have props galore. It's
No Jedi.
Yeah, it's got to have some of that. That'll be the
No,
part of the building you don't have to visit. Okay.
All right.
it's just gonna be a picture of me. Go that way, you're lost.
Exactly. For the light side of the one half of the museum will be light side, the other half dark side. We know where hate's going to be at. Yeah, exactly. The kids will probably be on the light side, obviously.
Yeah.
So,
Ooh,
yeah.
my kids are apprentices. What you talking about?
Oh, listen, okay.
My little girl's my assassin. My wife's my
Wow.
apprentice, and my boys are bounty hunters.
And see, that's a whole story. That's a whole story itself. Families that do things like this together. You know what I mean? It's almost as if, I mean, honestly, there is no better parent out there that is doing stuff for their children in the same view, because kids can feel the energy of their parents.
Mhm.
Honestly, I mean, and if you're in your element, like a dad or a mom, or you're in your element and you got your kids with you, they're that much, they feel that, they love that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's just I got 3 kids. I mean, and I really wish all this was 10, 15 years ago, because they would have been with me just like Hate's got his family doing his thing. And I've got one of my daughters they're, and I'm not going to say, should I say this word, nerd? Okay, she loves this stuff, and
nerd is a good word.
right. I mean, but you remember 30 years ago when we were growing up,
It was
nerd was a bad word back then, and then we all grew up and we were like, "Oh, the nerds are rich."
Exactly.
Nerds are writing all the good movies.
Oh, the nerds are rich. We're idiots.
They're making all the cool shit.
Exactly. Oh, that's hilarious. That's true, though.
It's true.
It's true. So
I actually, I was doing a friend of mine a favor. He had printed out a 3D Baby Yoda head for a commission, and he needed it painted, and I painted it for him. And he had sent me the pictures, because I said, he's like, "What do you want for payment?" I said, "I just want the pictures. Once it's done and you got it all dressed up, send me pictures so I could put it on my Facebook page." And it was actually for a family. It was husband and wife and their little daughter. They were all Mandos.
Yeah.
Baby Yoda. And it was just a really cool thing to see the whole family get involved. You know what I'm saying? And this little tiny prop, this little thing, just pulled it all together for them.
Such a big impact. Exactly.
It's so cool.
I mean, and honestly, that's a big reason why I do this. Being a contribution to the world, the whole cosplay, the whole creative, the art world, the whatever you want to call it, is the reason why I get up in the morning. I mean, it's the reason. It's allowed me to sleep at night. The 5 hours I sleep at night. It's like that sense of completion. It's like, okay, I can sleep for 5 hours. Great. Because that's when my mind's like, I need to build this now. I need to build this now. You know what I mean? So I
have an idea for this or that. Yep.
Exactly. I mean, honestly, I think retirement to me, and honestly, if I ever stop doing this, it'll be the museum, but I'm going to also start gaming. I want to get back to board gaming again. I miss D&D. Yes, I miss that, man. Gosh, I miss that big time. So you guys playing D&D or anything? Or
yes.
Yeah,
we've been kicking around that
we're trying to get a group for this group. We all play individually. Game. Everybody plays individually on their own, but I think we're trying to get something online on the Discord so that we can all play together.
Heck yeah!
Zero's going to DM for us.
Do
You
it.
know what? I got you.
Do it, dude. Yes, I want to see this. And record this so I can
really-
see this. That'd
What
be
I would
sick.
really like
No,
to
we would
do,
live stream it.
I would
Absolutely.
love that.
yeah,
That would be
what I
cool.
would really like to do is get the core group, the U.S. group, because we got guys in Australia, we got guys in Canada, really good guys, but it's to travel here is a pain in
Time
the ass.
zones.
But I would love to get the U.S. people together at a convention, and just to shake hands with you guys. You know what I'm saying?
That
Like,
would be
Yeah, man, that's just a
Zero
hugest
wants to
problem
hug
for me
everybody.
because all the PAX East stuff is like 1,500 miles away, and then the PAX West is down in Southern California, which is just as bad. I'm so far from everything.
Just
man.
walk.
but that's okay, man. We figure it out. We
Right.
gotta figure
Yeah.
it out.
That's something to figure out.
Dude, if we
That's
gotta come to you, you know what I'm saying? Once there's all this drama is all done, we'll come to you. You know what I
exactly.
mean? We'll come there and we'll set up a gaming weekend and we just bother the hell out of each other for the weekend.
There we go. There it is.
I'm gonna do all the bothering. I'm just letting y'all know. If y'all
hate
think y'all gonna
disrupting the
bother
game
me, y'all
again.
got the world crossed.
Hey, real quick, Miller, are you still here?
I don't know if he's here. I don't see
I
him
don't
in
think
there.
so. It's already
Oh.
whenever you gotta go, John. You just you hang up
You
on me.
let us know.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think. I got to get to the post office. I know that for a fact.
there
Get a couple
before-
orders out.
Before you do go,
Yes,
I
sir.
want to again. I heartfelt thank you for coming on. I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate you giving us that insight, man. Because
Oh no, my
I've
pleasure.
always been intrigued with cosplay, and I've always been intrigued with the level to which you're at in cosplay. Like, costumes is one thing, but where you guys are at, where you and Hate are at, you guys are on a different tier. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
I appreciate that.
You just look at it and like, damn, how did they do it?
That's love right there. I love it. I love
Just
it.
how did you do it? Those helmets are just blowing my fucking mind.
Wait till you guys see what I'm working on. Next time we do this, I'm going to try to.
I'm just gonna say, if you take the opportunity really quick to just kind of throw out there what you're going to be working on, what you got coming up, any little, if you don't want to drop.
Oh
any
no, yeah,
teasers
I'm
or
okay
whatever,
with that. Yeah.
go for it, man.
Okay, so I'm building an astromech droid, which is from Star Wars: The Old Republic, and he is about 98% finished.
That's awesome.
Oh.
So it's a T7 droid. It's a Jedi droid, Hate. So don't beat me up on it.
But what about let's next topic.
Oh, so the Sith droid is going to be 5 times larger. Believe that.
All
okay.
right.
So and then what else am I working on? I'm going to start doing some motivational Sith Chronicle like a podcast or a YouTube channel or something. It's going to talk about the Sith. It's going to be like Holocron. It's going to be something like, and I'm still in the process of works on it. It's going to take stories from a Holocron, stories from a Sith perspective on how things are going in the Old Republic views, and try to implement the real world things, positive things on why the Sith do the things they do, and what they get out of doing the things they do, and just kind of a data log, kind of like that. And it's going to have cool props. It's going to have background with stuff, and I'm going to be in costume, and I'm going to just talk about stuff, and hopefully right. So that's going to be a start. So
that's pretty cool.
Appreciate that.
Might bring me over to the dark side.
There you go. We need to change him up. Hey, come on now.
Who? Zero? Zero's
Yeah.
got it in him, bro. He's got it in him. He just,
That's what I'm talking about. Gosh, we can get it.
That's why I always pick
what
purple.
The thing is, though, bro, is you look at Jedi. You look at Jedi, and then it's just every time I look at a Jedi, I'm like, they need more. That's why I like Ahsoka, because Ahsoka has something to her.
Right.
She has something else to her. She's not just she's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, but you look at Luke, and I'm sorry, Luke just doesn't look cool. Even
I like
when
Quinlan Voss because
he looks cool.
Quinlan Voss and Mace Windu are always skating the line.
The dreadlocks, the face paint, he looks cool.
Right.
I like that Mace Windu skates the line. That's why I go with purple on my sabers.
Yeah.
And look, I don't like Jedi, but Mace,
got the best.
Yoda, and Ahsoka.
Very good.
That's about it.
That's the real question right there, Hate. Which Jedi do you, or which somewhat or close to Jedi you do like? I mean,
if I have to tell you absolute which is my favorite Jedi, it has to be Yoda.
Yeah, I can.
It's because I value wisdom, and Yoda is the embodiment of wisdom.
That's true.
I think Kenobi was very close to that.
No,
I think he was
not
getting
like
to that point.
Kenobi's a punk,
Think about
dude.
it. I mean, just look at where he came. I mean, look at all the stuff that he has done.
I don't
in
like
all
Kenobi.
the first
I don't
6
like
films.
Kenobi.
You know, he did a lot in those first 6 films.
You
And
know
you
what?
think about it,
But-
his value in the first film, in the original 4, he's completely wiped out, but he still had value. He
Right.
You
still
know what it
kept
was?
Luke on the straight
You
and
know what it
narrow.
was that threw me off about Kenobi?
Hmm.
In episode 1, 2, and 3? This
2?
stupid no, his stupid battle
Oh,
stance.
the stance.
His stupid battle
Oh
stance.
yeah. Oh yeah.
It's
That
the
was kind
deep
of
I
weird.
can't
man. You
stand
can't.
it. I'm like,
It's
you know
a
what he
defense.
reminds me of? He reminds me of Homie the Clown.
Really?
He does, because he even says, "Oh, I don't think so." Just
I
like
think
Homie the Clown used to say.
Ewan McGregor did a good job.
I didn't like it. I didn't
Oh,
like it.
man, I
No,
thought-
I liked him in
Isn't
the
there
Clone
some
Wars
lore to
animated.
explain his stance, though?
Yes, it's
he's
actually
lame.
form.
He's lame.
Actually a form two
It's 'cause
form 2 stance, and it's all based on martial arts and combat and stuff like that. But his stance was form 2, which was really designed for defense. He was like the embodiment of defense. He never took an offensive stance. Like Anakin was form 3, and that was all offense and aggression, and like controlled aggression. Where Obi-Wan was more defensive, and that's why he was really
Until
good
he
at like
got pissed
blocking
off and killed Maul.
pistols and stuff.
You don't want to acknowledge that what's his name? What's his name?
I
Goddamn.
get you.
Obi-Wan used the dark side.
Now
They all did.
here's the theory that now if you went to Obi-Wan, let's just say before he got with Vader, and you asked him, would you do it all over again? I mean, I personally don't think Obi-Wan would have actually done it the same way. I mean, I like the character of Obi-Wan, but you got to realize the life he's gone through too is just as bad as Ventress.
Yeah.
He gave up so much of his personal life. I mean, he had love with what's her name from the Mandalorian planet.
Oh,
God,
what's her name?
Yeah.
Satine?
Yes.
Satine.
Yeah.
That's the team. Yeah.
Duchess Satine. Yeah. And he fell in love with her, and he still loved her. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
we know supposedly that's
And
not
Maul
the Jedi
killed
way.
her. Maul killed her.
And
in front of
Maul killed her, which it made him realize where his strengths and weaknesses were. Now, if you ask him, would he have worked harder again if he had to do it over? I honestly believe Obi-Wan would have. I believe he'd have. Okay. I think he'd have.
I got a reason though. Go ahead.
Moved towards the dark side on that. I mean, I think he would have protected Duchess. I think he'd have been like the hell with Anakin. I mean, honestly, what? Go ahead. Hey,
Because I think Obi-Wan's always been about the will of the Force.
the will of the yeah, but that's the way he was trained though. But then later on, I just felt a big switch with Obi-Wan. Later on, it was like, what did we do all this for? You know what I mean? What did we sacrifice all this for?
At the end of 3, I felt like his mindset changed to, am I doing the right thing?
Right.
Is this really what it's supposed to be?
Right.
In episode 3?
Yeah. I think like towards the end of that, you could see the shift in personality with him. He was like, just the fact that what Anakin was going through and seeing what Anakin was going through and all that stuff. I mean, I'm just going by the movies, but it just seemed like his personality shifted, knowing if this could happen to this child, what's the difference between him and I?
Right.
I trained him. Qui-Gon trained me. Dooku trained Qui-Gon. Like, what's the difference, right? Like, what are the principles we're holding on to? And I definitely think the whole fact that he had to do what he did to Anakin changed his perspective too. Made him go, hide out and hermit up and figure out his whole life choices. I mean, because he pretty much denounced the Jedi at that point.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I mean,
I don't.
He would have went out.
I mean, he was extremely disappointed in Anakin, and
right,
big time.
And he
even came out and
freaked
said,
out
I
about
love
the
you, man. I love
prophecy
you
and
like
all
a
that, and I
brother.
get that, but I mean, the prophecy was true. So,
but I mean, if you think about it, like he even admitted he loved Anakin. You know what I'm saying?
Like a
openly, like a brother, which Jedi aren't supposed to do.
Yeah, Jedi that's exactly right.
They're
That's
not
what I'm
supposed to
getting
do
at.
that.
Yeah.
Those attachments are just forbidden. So
Yeah.
for the fact that he even said, "Dude, I feel you," you know what I'm saying? Like that says, all right, he's already tapped into his emotions, and he was with Duchess Satine too. He just knew, okay, this is definitely a no-no. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the person with the biggest commitment in all the galaxy was Obi-Wan. To me, Obi-Wan, he put so much of his personal life on the line and committed to this whole thing from beginning till the end. I mean, I just that alone just gives me the care and love for Obi-Wan, because he sacrificed so much. If you look at it from the beginning to the end of his personal life and all the things in love and all the people that are in his life, he could have said, "Fuck it, I could have walked away." I'm sorry for using that word.
No,
I'm
you're
sorry,
right. You're
Buddy,
right.
I haven't been cursing because you're on. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh man, I apologize if I've been.
Well, I was
I've
going to
been-
say I would have liked Mace Windu a lot more with a lot more
Body
mirth.
Thank you, I
talk
mean, because
the whole
I think I
time.
cursed like 2 or
apologize.
3 times, and I was like, oh shit.
Oh man, I'm sorry.
I'm over here like blah blah blah.
You know, I mean, Obi-Wan, if you go back to the beginning, you know, he just, and Qui-Gon trained him. I mean, come on, Qui-Gon Jinn trained Obi-Wan, and he would argue with Qui-Gon Jinn. He disagreed with Qui-Gon Jinn. But you know what, the
Did the
thing
same
is,
thing with Yoda and everybody else too. So
right,
you could see like
right.
progression of dissension.
I mean, the potential of Obi-Wan being the most powerful person in the galaxy could have been, I mean, and honestly, could have been there. If Qui-Gon would have lived, I mean,
Yeah, I think.
oh
I think
man,
I don't know. I don't know.
they
I
would
don't
have
know what
joined
would've happened.
Dooku. They'd have both joined Dooku. I
They
mean,
were friends. Yeah.
Qui-Gon would have joined Dooku, and
He was
they
friends with him.
started their own
And
great Jedi Order.
Dooku actually believed in that shit.
He
Like,
did.
yeah, that's why he didn't go, like, that's why he doesn't have Sith eyes. He actually believed in that shit.
Exactly.
Yeah, it wasn't just evil. Yeah.
He was more of us. Yeah, he is more us. He was no light. He was no dark. It was like, hey, look, you know,
He was a gray.
yeah, you're just,
John,
yeah.
that's
There you go.
our buddy. He's a Dungeoneer too, Cujo.
Okay, hey Cujo,
Yes,
what's up, man?
Hey, what's up? Qui-Gon Cooge.
Yeah,
Qui-Gon
All about the grays.
Qui-Gon fan.
there you go. So yeah. So I think we'd have seen more of that, and I really wish that this Obi-Wan movie they're going to come out with is going to show all the sacrifices Obi-Wan has done, and has made him a recluse on Tatooine, and put him in hiding. We believe he was there to protect Luke. I mean, seriously,
Sure.
he left Luke. He put himself on the other side of Tatooine, and
made himself a crazy wizard in
a
reputation.
hermit. Yes, exactly.
They all knew of him because, like, oh, you talking about Ben, old Ben Kenobi? You know what I mean? But there was no relationship.
Sound
there.
drunk.
Yeah.
This guy.
Yeah, right.
Real quick, John, before I let you go,
Okay.
before you get away from me, I have a couple questions on costuming.
Okay.
Real quick. I have a buddy. We're a couple of friends of mine are talking about doing some Mando armor.
Okay.
Probably Mando Marvel crossover. Maybe.
Ooh. Okay.
What's the plastic that they're used? The foam plastic stuff that you can use. You can heat up and to make the armor panels. What's it called?
Styrene or Sintra? Yeah, Sintra or Styrene.
Sintra.
Yeah.
That's it. Now,
Okay.
You can also use Warbler, John.
Warbler.
Okay. Now there's a higher risk of using Warbler. Okay, because if say you leave the armor in your car and it's 90 degrees outside, but in your car is like the Warbler is going to reshape itself in whatever you put it in. So be aware of that. Warbler is good, easy to use, but I mean honestly, you'll get a longer lasting with the Sintra or Styrene. Yeah.
Okay. Now, when you make your templates, let's say you're making a suit of Mando armor, right?
Okay.
Or at least the plates for the armor, the shoulders, the chest plate, and all that stuff.
Okay.
When you use a standard size guy, like let's say, what is a standard? Maybe 160, 170 pounds.
Lately, it's been bigger for me lately. People are about 200. I mean, honestly,
I weigh 200. Yeah,
that's what I was going to ask. Now, I have a guy he's a bit heavier side. He's a bigger boy, but I've seen armor on guys that are big that it's too small.
Okay.
So it ends up looking like a baby bib. No offense. It's just what it is because they're using a template probably, right? Like there's some kind of template that they're using to get their design from. Is there a way to what's the
dented helmet?
Is
no, that's the name of the site. The dented helmet.
Okay, because we're looking to get some bigger plates.
Okay, so just a garage for a garage builder like yourself or where you're working at. I would definitely get cardboard, or not. Get a box or else sheets of cardboard. Cut it out to the style you want. That's your template.
Okay.
then get your sheets of Sintra, trace it on there, get you a really good jigsaw, cut it out, and then find you a surface that you can actually heat with your heat gun, not applying direct heat on it. Overall, the whole piece of armor, keep that heat gun moving around there because you don't want to concentrate on one spot because bubbles and ruin it. And,
curl and stuff.
Right, and make it to where that piece just lays over, that contours that piece to whatever just designated, you want. Because I know being a rounder person or a bigger person with a different body shape, you can fill it out with the cardboard. You can okay, this will look good or this will not look good, or I'll have the bib look or I'll have the, the washed up look. It's all dimension. I mean, honestly, you can put armor on a black background and make it look just as good as a Playboy model or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just, it doesn't matter the size of the person. It's just symmetry. So so I would definitely go for that. Use your cardboard first. You go get crazy with your cardboard paper. Hobby Lobby's got some. I just picked up a few sheets of it.
Another thing too, Zero, take your person, right? And you can use a shirt, or there's even techniques where they use duct tape and saran wrap.
Right.
To get the contour of the person.
Right?
Yeah. What's that?
For
draw
what?
It on there?
To draw it on there, I wouldn't do that.
Not a t-shirt, like
jerseys work better.
To make your template. To make your template, you put the t-shirt on the person, then you can actually draw your panels. No.
Okay.
No.
Wait. Hate. Wait. Why do you say that?
Yeah. Wait. Hate.
Why do you say that, Hate?
Because it's not the same. It's floppy. That shirt's floppy, and you're not gonna. I mean, if you lay it out on a piece of cardboard and stretch it, it's still, that's not how it's gonna fit.
Okay, so hate. I agree, but I also halfway disagree. Okay, and the reason why a t-shirt to me is a good idea is because if you're wearing the t-shirt and you draw the pattern on your t-shirt, now this is Hate, where once you get that pattern on your t-shirt, Zero, you can cut out the panels. Now the panels aren't going to look, they're going to look like shit, but at least it'll give you the size of the armor plates that you want.
Right. That's what I was thinking, was the size.
Yeah, I used to make armor for SCA. We did the same thing, but we used a jersey.
Okay.
That's the thing too about John was saying, don't leave it in the car. If you're using PVC pipe or carbolic leather, the boiled wax leather, do not leave that in the car. You'll come back to soggy, wet leather.
Get yourself a cheap
like when we went to
Halloween
Florida, dude,
stormtrooper costume.
You what?
I'm telling you, a cheap Halloween stormtrooper costume. Put your templates on top of that. I'm telling you.
Yeah, well, that's another option. There's tons of ways of doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get knee pads from like the dollar store. They got the hard cup on it, and those hard shells can be used as is. Really, I've done that before.
Right. Okay. And you know how I make my gauntlets? I take styrene, and we've got a vase here at the house. I'll cut the pattern out of cardboard, put it on the styrene, trace it, and then I will take my heat gun and lay it over the vase, and it'll actually give me the width of my wrist and my my forearm, and I can adjust it to the length. And then I put hinges on my gauntlets so that I can open and close them, and magnets or Velcro to lock them in place. The foam inside the gauntlets will actually keep it from sliding around versus not putting anything in there in your gauntlets at all. And Hate, you wear gauntlets with yours, don't you?
I have one gauntlet on my left arm.
Do you have problems with it sliding up and down or turning around on you? Or,
no.
Okay. You have Velcro on yours?
It's so tight. I mean, I'm damn near cutting off circulation.
Oh,
that's the other thing. You gotta take into account if they're going to be wearing clothes, you're going to be padding whatever under it. You got to oversize it.
Plus,
that's why I use a jersey.
My robe's a long sleeve, so it's like, I mean, that's my padding, and that's what holds the gauntlet in place as well.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, Z, if you have any problems or anything you want to ask me about, I have done this for so long. There's so many videos out there, and if you want to talk to somebody who's done it a few times, more than 100.
I mean, YouTube's
full of people wants to add something.
Well, I was just going to say, this gives me a great idea. If I was going to make a movie, I'd have a bunch of stormtroopers wearing bibs, and then it would solve everybody's problem. All those bib costumes would have somewhere to go.
That's what you have, Cujo. That's what you brought.
That's
to
what
the
I'm
table?
adding to this. I'm hearing it. I'm thinking, man, we just need a movie with them wearing bibs, and they'll be like, "Oh, you're the bib stormtrooper."
No,
I mean,
that could start something huge there, Cujo. Bro. Come on, now. I mean, that's
we don't even have to modify. We don't have to try to size it. We just
no kidding. Black
one size
t-shirt,
fits all.
black t-shirt,
John,
white bib.
If you plan on doing a movie, a fan film, or
Oh heck
film,
yeah! I've got things on paper already.
Put me in it.
I'll fly out there and come.
Absolutely, hate. Absolutely, definitely. The magnitude would be as big as that Vader film that was out. That guy
You
did
just
that
put
Vader
me and Hate in the background, and we'll just be slapping each other with sabers.
That's hilarious.
I'm okay with that.
I got a pike saber. You're losing.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
So is there anything else you want to go on ahead and plug, John, before we get wrapped up here?
No, guys, I appreciate everybody, and thank you again for the opportunity to be able to, talk to you guys about how I do things, why I do things.
Oh, it's awesome, dude.
What I, and all that good stuff. And if you, like you said, if you guys, I'd be honored if you guys want me to come back on again. This has been great.
I did have one question for you before you leave.
Yeah.
You were talking about getting into tabletop games and role-playing games and stuff, and I thought that was really cool. But have you looked into that Star Wars Legion?
I have seen. I went to Gen Con last year.
Oh, I love
and
Gen Con.
They had I think they had the display of it, and it was just, I saw something on it. So no, I have not personally done any game roll top or anything, and that's one of the things I'm going to do when I.
Oh, definitely.
Actually, luck, John, because Cujo has a channel as well. It's called the Overboard DM, where he does everything overboard. He's going to do a whole series of videos.
Oh shit!
On how to play Star Wars Legion.
Oh,
and
sweet!
How to get started on a budget. So
sweet.
Oh
awesome.
shit!
Sweet. Well, hey,
I'm going to tell people how to shop on a budget.
Yeah.
I teach people how to go buy everything.
You
need it all.
You do the same thing with your dungeon, your Dwarven Forge, and I think it's great.
That's
I
true.
was just mentioning it earlier.
That's
You do what you're doing right now in that series is perfect. That's amazing, because that's what people need to hear. Not just it's great because it is cool, but how you can do it on a budget, and that's what you're doing. I like.
Right.
So,
I mean, it's videos that I wish I had when I was looking at stuff like that. I'm like, I want people to break it down and go, "Oh shit, I don't want that."
Right.
What, Big John?
I'm good. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on again, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, thank you guys. I appreciate it. Yeah. Hey, keep in touch, you guys.
I'm getting a Majora's Mask from you, so
John, I will get in touch with Hate, get your information, and I'll contact you either via Facebook or whatever, so we can work something out. And
awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Thank
I appreciate
John.
it. Yep. You too, guys. Have
Thanks,
fun.
John.
Keep going, the Jedi.
Thank you. Keep safe.